Hello, everybody. Welcome to Silent Podcast, where we're anything but silent. My name is Sabrina. I am your host of I'm Pleased to Tell You, the Amazing Race podcast. And here we have the whole gang. Yay! First, we have Miss Janelle. How are you this evening?
I'm sad the amazing race is over, but I'm here.
Good. And then we have Isaiah. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. I'm festive. I'll since Janelle has Christmas ornaments, I'll be at the bottom. She'll get this out. But this is our last podcast of the year. And I don't know. This was an interesting year of Amazing Race for me. Like I said, I'm not the religious Amazing Race watcher, but I did have an interesting time with it.
Yeah. And as you guys have both said, this is the finale episode. I am also sad that it's over. This was a very competitive, interesting season. And were we surprised at the winners? Absolutely not. But we'll go into that as we discuss this episode. So, Janelle, you said that you have known the winner for a long time now.
Yeah.
Okay, when did you find out? Was it before the season started, or was it kind of after a few episodes already happened?
Listen, if you were in the Twitterverse, they were literally following the racers around the world as it happened. Each leg, we knew who won, pretty much the placement, something like we knew Jag and Jazz got the express pass and from who. Like Big Brother fans found it out, followed them around on CCTV. There was footage everywhere. So I don't know how people didn't know, honestly.
I legitimately did not know. I had no idea. I had seen I think one photo or something of one of the countries. I think it might have been Joseph and Adam standing somewhere, and I think that's all I actually saw. But I'm sure if I dug a little bit into it, I could have found those answers. But I'm really big into not spoiling myself, so I try to stay away from it. But I am pretty surprised that nothing got back to me, that I didn't see something accidentally. So I'm very shocked. But now that you know. No, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I think it's good that it was so many months ago. It was just I want to say in February of 25. They were, I'm leave it to Big Brother fans to break into CCTV and get live feeds for the Amazing Race.
Psychopaths.
Right. It's craziness. And I actually, when I was at the finale or the premiere party for the upcoming season, I was talking to some of them about it. I'm like, did you guys see that they were following you guys around the world? They're like, yes, they saw it. They were aware that it was happening, when they got back.
It's just I know that in recent seasons there have been people who will notice that they're filming and they'll go and try and find them or get a glimpse of it. But I think definitely because it was all Big Brother, people are going to be way more into it and do so much more research and finding people. So that is so wild that they were following them the entire time. And I was even thinking about how with this last leg, how easy that would have been just to have footage everywhere. I mean, they're in New York City, for goodness sakes. Everybody's gonna know who they are, and there's gonna be fans everywhere. That's not surprising at all.
Stupidest challenges. I'm so mad about this last leg.
So let's get into this last leg. On that note, at the pit start, they actually show the time again after not showing it for an episode. And they're only an hour apart, the top three, Jag and Jazz, Kylan and Taylor, Joseph and Adam. But it doesn't matter again because they're flying on the same flight to New York City, which honestly, dream leg, I would have loved that. I love New York so much. And so for that to be the final leg would have been so cool. So definitely they lost out on Izzy and Paige just knowing exactly where they were going. That'd have been great to see them thrive being in New York City. But also the fact that they ended up going there for the final leg, they're like, oh, we're already home. That's cool. They don't have to worry about flying back somewhere else. That'd have been kind of nice.
Yeah, Sabrina, since you love New York, I expect to see you at one of these premiere finale parties. What's happening if you love New
Honestly,
York?
truly though, I would love to do that. Because my husband and I visited for the first time this past year. It was actually after Isaiah's wedding. And we went from Philly to New York, and it was everything I ever wanted it to be. And so I want to go as much as I can. And so I would love to stop in for a premiere party.
Yes, Sabrina.
I legit would. I'm so into that. Yes. So New York City, great. And their first clue, they have to get to the Empire State Building, which, I mean, iconic, obviously, skyline. But this type of challenge, which they have to both like rappel down the side of the building, which again, insane, really cool challenge. But I don't love challenges like this because there's not really opportunity to pass people.
Nothing.
You could see though that there were multiple like lines set up. So in theory, you kind of could, but because there's so much safety checking and they're getting harnessed and unharnessing, it's like that's not really like they're at the mercy of the people who are helping them. It's not like they can just speed past another team.
Right.
So this never changes leads like ever. It may I can't think of an instance where it's actually somebody's passed somebody else.
Yeah,
and going back to passing other people.
Sorry.
Yeah, like no, you're good. This was just like kind of boring. Like it was cool that they did that. Like it was neat, but like it wasn't like we're racing. Like it wasn't that vibe at all. Like,
it's
but
like
I mean,
you have to stand in line and wait your turn. Like, yeah,
Yes.
all their tasks. I was just like, it's if you get there first, you just have the leg up. Period.
Yep.
Point blank.
100%.
There's no real chance to like I was very annoyed watching this episode.
Correct. And Jag and Jazz, if we didn't think they were going to win before this episode, which is weird enough to think that, but their taxi driver was a Punjabi Sikh man. Excuse me. Like they had the win in the first 2 minutes of this episode. Like,
wow.
There was literally no way. I was like, that was like the stars aligned perfectly for these men.
Of
like,
course they did.
It was insane. I was like, no. So lucky on that. Like crazy.
Yeah.
I'll keep like a lot of go Sabrina.
No, please jump in.
I was gonna be like, I'll keep a lot of my comments that I was gonna have about the eventual outcome when we get there. So that's what I'm saying. Okay. Just keep going.
Okay. Yeah. So like that when that happened, I was like, oh, like it's a done deal. Like there's like nobody's winning this except for them, like at all. But we do see that Kylan and Taylor also have a pretty decent taxi driver too, who wait with them the entire leg, which is pretty awesome. Like sometimes that does happen to where you just pay them up front and they like stay with you. Or you just get a good vibe and rhythm and they just want to stay with you. And so those two teams got pretty lucky. Joseph and Adam had a little more trouble with their cab, but it wasn't like game changing. Like they weren't like, lost forever or like waiting forever for a new taxi. They just had to like run around like one time and it was fine. But like you were saying, Janelle, these challenges didn't really leave any room for passing or changing it up at all. Nothing. And normally in the finale, from what I remember, this past season before this, it was like the scramble where they all did the same task, but you could choose what order you did them in, which again, I think is kind of stupid. But I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but in previous seasons, they still had like, it was like a normal leg where they had a detour, a roadblock, route infos, like just the normal stuff, which I think would make things more exciting, except for all like the route infos, because this time around it was all route infos. There was no roadblocks, no detours, not, like it was all just okay, we're gonna get here and do this task and leave. And so Empire State Building, okay, fine, whatever, they have their iconic thing they do, great. Okay, so I'm hoping, okay, we're gonna have a challenging thing to do. They go to, this part I actually did really enjoy, even though it had nothing to do with anything like race wise. Like when they went to Sesame Street, that was next after the Empire State Building. I did love that because I love Sesame Street, and I would have been also very excited about Cookie Monster, like seeing him in person. But that's all they had to do. They just had to go to a bakery, grab some cookies, and bring it to Cookie Monster, and that was it. There was no challenge, nothing. Like
this was definitely product placement, sponsorship,
For sure.
Oh yeah, guys, like, we have a celebrity here.
Yeah.
I would have loved every second of it, but
I was flabbergasted at how because they were making choices last leg about who did the braille, assuming that was going to make the choice for who did it this leg. They didn't even have it.
Yes. And considering also that it's New York City, the amount of options that you would have to make a challenge,
make a damn pizza. Like it was just
something, literally anything. Like they actually did that particular challenge 1 or 2 seasons ago, where they it was a roadblock and they had to make a pizza.
Somebody struggled with making pizza. I forget who. I remember that though.
Yeah. So it's like they could do anything, literally anything. There were so many opportunities to make really difficult challenges, and it just didn't happen. And I mean, some the visually it was cool because again, the whole Empire State Building thing was really neat. I loved seeing the Sesame Street characters, and I didn't realize that the episode title 1 Million Cookies was said by Cookie Monster, which was cute. So that part was fun and I was happy. But yeah, there was just a walk in, walk out. So again, no chance to pass anybody. It was just you just have to go in and get your clue and leave.
Yeah.
And so I'm over here waiting for okay, where's the roadblock? At least at minimum there should be a roadblock. But no, it's another route info. They have to go to the garment district, the spandex house, and it's not even a sewing we're putting together or nothing like that. It's okay, we gotta find some fabrics and we gotta put them on a cart and we gotta push the cart 7 blocks away, something like that.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo. I don't know.
It was so bad. And some people I saw saying online that they thought Jag and Josh should have got a penalty since theirs got caught up in their wheel it did, and they ripped it, but nope.
So whenever I saw them get caught in the wheel, I actually was like, ooh, this is actually interesting. What if Kyle and Taylor legitimately passed them at this point? Because they seemed like they were having kind of a hard time with that caught up on the wheel, and it didn't look like they legitimately ripped it, because I could understand if they actually took some scissors or chopped it, that they would have to go back and get a replacement or something like that. But it seems like they were able to unravel it completely and not damage the fabric. But still, it was something exciting, and I was hoping for it to be a little more of a race after that. But because Kylan and Taylor weren't that far behind them in retrospect, and you can kind of see there was kind of glimpses of how far behind everybody was to each other, but it wasn't that exciting. I understand the history of the garment district and all that kind of stuff, and I like learning about the significance of the areas they're doing things in, but there should have been something else. There should have been an extra thing to it. They should have taken the fabrics to the institute and done something with the fabrics, or made something with them, or created a new piece or finish a piece, something like that. Because this was just transporting goods, and so it was whoever is just the fastest person or the strongest two, that was it. There was nothing mental related to this task.
Yeah, it was very, like I said, the challenges, I was just very really, this is it for the finale?
Yeah.
Not even
all the money went to Sesame Street monsters,
Yeah, apparently.
True.
Yeah. So I was I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah. Same. I was really underwhelmed.
Yeah.
And
after all we just did was watch them do tasks.
Yeah.
No hiccups really, except for the fabric. It's just them racing, and we did not need it that long of an episode for it.
No.
Yeah,
because there wasn't even that many tasks. There was only three.
Yeah,
really. 1, 2, 3. Well, 4 technically. Because they had the Empire State Building, then they went to Sesame Street, and then they did the Garment District, and then they had the last challenge. That was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Completely underwhelming. Kind of I feel like they just missed the mark on it being in New York City. I feel like there could have been so much more to it.
Yeah,
but
a chance for people to be slowed down or catch up, a hard task, a time consuming, anything at all, except going from here to there, because that's literally what it was. Go from here to there, take this there, take that there, done.
Yeah.
Just.
And after they finish these tasks, they're in Manhattan at this point for all of these tasks, and then they have to go into, I believe it's Brooklyn, to the Surratt Studios. And so I'm thinking, okay, now we're getting to something a little more interesting. But we found out it's the last challenge, and that it just did not look aesthetically aesthetically very good. It was just a projector with like a little keyboard, and what's ridiculous too is they had to drag each individual little letter like into the spot when it could have been like, let's type the word out like a normal crossword. I don't know. I wonder if they did that just to make it take longer for them to like drag like each letter up. I don't know. It just didn't look very good. Like last season, the final challenge was so awesome. Like they had to build a puzzle piece, like that's like Amazing Race, and it was a really hard puzzle to do, and they had to build it, and then after they built it, they had to put in order on the letters the greeter they had at each individual pit stop.
Yeah.
And like in order. And it was great. It was a really good final challenge, and it looked great, and it was difficult, and it took teams a long time. And this one, it was a projected crossword puzzle, which I get that's like the whole New York shtick, like whatever, but it just didn't look very pretty, and it just looked like glitchy when they were moving the letters on the keypad. And all of the questions and answers were, I mean, things that did happen during the race, which is great. That is part of the memory part of it, which I like the memory challenges at the end, but I don't know. This one just seemed like all right. And the way they edited it, I mean, it made it look like there was like a chance, you know, of course, for like Kylan and Taylor to catch up to Jag and Jazz. But I mean, in reality, they were like maybe halfway done with it by the time Jag and Jazz finished their puzzle. And the end of the puzzle, the last letters were scrambled, and that told you your final pit stop, which was Yankee Stadium. And that was it. They literally go to Yankee Stadium, and surprise, surprise, who wins but Jag and Jazz, which again, not shocked whatsoever. I mostly was upset about Izzy and Paige losing to Joseph and Adam, which I forgot to even mention at the beginning of the episode. But I also didn't understand that part, how they both, Joseph and Adam and Izzy and Paige, were looking for the pit stop, and they had like a little like circle around Izzy and Paige running, and I couldn't tell if that was from Joseph and Adam's viewpoint or like how far away they actually were to, like how close they were to each other to get to the pit stop. I feel like they were making it seem like they were closer than they were. It was kind of weird, but it was like
they will always make it seem like they're closer than they are. I guess I knew what was going to happen, so I wasn't super paying attention to those details like you might have been. So
it was just like, weird because it really made it seem like Joseph and Adam, well, they made it seem like, you know, Joseph and Adam were kind of lost and they went to the wrong place or whatever to make it seem like they had a chance. But then they showed Izzy and Paige from like across the ways from them. And so I was like, oh, they're like legit neck and neck. But then they get to the mat and Izzy and Paige are nowhere to be found. So I don't know. But also the fact that it was a to be continued, and then they had, it was like not even the first 5 minutes where they showed them getting eliminated. It's like you could have just put that at the end of last week's episode.
They wanted a cliffhanger, Sabrina.
We're gonna have a cliffhanger anyways because we don't know who wins. Like it's the finale. There's a winner. Like there doesn't need to be a cliffhanger. Like God. And so obviously Jag and Jazz win, duh. And then second place, Kylan and Taylor. Third place, Joseph and Adam. And normally on these finale episodes, like they get like a pretty big gap between second and third. That was always like standard, I feel like, for these races, because there was usually like a pretty hard challenge in between, or there was some navigation difficulties, and so usually it was a very early split, whereas like first and second were really close, and then third was just like way in the back. But that wasn't really the case for this time around. I feel like everybody was fairly close together, and none of the challenges, because they were so easy, none of them really got like stopped by anything, except for that one time with Joseph and Adam with the cab. Like that was really it. That was the only issue. Everybody else did everything very easily. And yeah, again, kind of disappointing in terms of hype on the episode. Like there wasn't a lot of like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Like, or there wasn't a lot of challenging things to do. Like it was just kind of like, well, I'm ready for them to finish it so that way because I know they're gonna win. I mean, I am happy for them because they did dominate this season, and definitely, again, one of the most dominating teams I've ever seen on the Amazing Race, and so they definitely deserve the win for sure. I was rooting for Izzy and Paige to come, you know, at least into the finale, And at one point I was rooting to see if Kylan and Taylor could pass them up. But it was definitely a very deserving winner based off just how the season went, for sure. But I am excited for going back to regular people.
Not me. Give me next. I want a bunch of survivors. Like,
no, I'm done with it. I'm done with it because it is taken away from what Amazing Race is. I'm okay with it every once in a while because it does bring in new people and it brings in like a new life to the show every once in a while. But overall, I'm ready for, because I'm so serious. You guys, you need to watch last season before this one. It is
I'm
so
pretty sure
good.
I did. Who won that one?
It was
Caesar and his boyfriend, or
no, that was a couple of seasons ago. Hold on 2 seconds. Oh, it was Carson and his boyfriend. What was their name? Oh my gosh.
Carson and company. But
Carson and Jack.
Honestly,
truly, like, I watched last season. It was one of the best recent seasons by far.
Yeah, I watched that.
I think that like there's an issue where it's like, I don't know, like CBS reality, especially with like these returning seasons, have become so predictable to the point where like you almost can like tell who's gonna win like from like episode 1 or 2, which is kind of bad for me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we call Jag and Jazz like episode 1. We obviously don't know who wins Survivor, but if you're watching that, I have a pretty good hunch of who's probably gonna win that. You could say the same thing for Big Brother the past couple of seasons. Maybe Ashley, maybe not, but like outside of Ashley, like there's the clear like, oh, we knew that Chelsea was going to win. We knew that Jazz was going to win after a while. It's just kind of like, it's just like there needs to be like a talent shake a little bit to me where it's not really the players to a degree, but like production overall in CBS needs to like flip a little bit because I just feel like it's just so predictable and it hasn't always been that way. You know, like we shouldn't be in a place where streaming is starting to take over and like this is my mini rant, I'm sorry, but like the traders just now becoming the new mainstay. The fact that Survivor is now featuring on Beast games and now Jeff Professor Kiss Mr. Beast's ass. It's just like, you know, so this was kind of an extension, but it wasn't a bad season. I actually enjoyed it. It just was missing the oomph. It had its moments for sure. But I think this cast specifically, I kind of said this a couple podcasts ago, is just way too intertwined to the point where it's like,
yes,
if you're not one of these people who are like already hanging out with certain people outside the show, they're kind of like in the outskirts. Kind of like, I feel like Izzy and Paige had like the big hill to climb a lot of the season. A lot of the early boots did for sure. And ultimately, I feel like the last 3 teams stayed around because ultimately those people are familiar with each other. You know, like these are all the LA residents if you really look at it. So I don't know.
That's exactly what me and Janelle were talking about last episode, about how like literally Izzy and Paige like were killing it without any help from anybody because they had no alliances. And then these top 3 teams were at one point alliances with each other because like Jack and Jazz, Joseph and Adam, they were constantly working with each other the entire race. And then
the whole race.
Yes, and then Kylan and Taylor helped out Jack and Jazz with the Express Pass, and they were friends with Joseph and Adam.
I'm not going to lie. Taylor and Kylan, I blame a lot for the end of the season, by the way.
Of course you do.
I mean, listen, we got this conversation. Obviously,
no, I don't have anything to say.
I know you don't. Listen, that first episode, I already knew what type of time we were going to be on. And then when they did the vote a couple episodes ago, that and they put like Izzy and Paige, I was just
that was still crazy. I know.
I'm starting to see the path.
We talked through it a little bit more, and so I kind of understood a little more on the other side of it.
Yeah.
But like watching it, no, it's true though because you like helped me like
it's a bunch of friend groups though.
But like when I first watched it, I was like, "Oh, are you gonna be kidding me?"
Like it's just a bunch of friends.
Every person, Joseph and Adam, Taylor and Kylan, Jack and Chelsea. Those are the 3 teams that did not vote for the top 2 front runners. Those are
it's a bunch of friends.
Taylor and Kylan, Joseph and Adam, and Chelsea and Jack. All of Chelsea voted for Jag and Jazz, but not Tucker and Eric. Maybe she wanted to give her friend a pass. They voted for Taylor and Kylan. Joseph and them threw a dummy vote on Jack and Chelsea. Every one of the teams should have voted. To me, that's the only strategic mistake of the season.
Yes.
Is them all not voting in the top two teams.
What was the point of the whole speech then?
Did you hear? That has nothing to do with what I just said. The top 3 teams.
I'm telling you, why you trying to skip over that speech? I'm telling you.
That has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
All right, go ahead.
All of the teams, every 6 of them, or the other ones that weren't the top 2, meaning Jag and Jazz and Eric and Tucker, should have voted for Jag and Jazz and Eric and Tucker. Taylor didn't. Taylor and Kylan didn't. Chelsea and Jack didn't, and Joseph and Adam didn't. If they all had, it would have been okay. But besides that, the express pass meant nothing. It didn't do anything for anybody's game. When they explained their reasoning, it made sense to me, but it didn't help anybody. They finished in the same places.
If they were going to vote incorrectly, that ultimately led to who won at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I feel that either Tucker and Eric would have won, or Jazz and Jag would have won. And I feel like these. Go ahead.
But Jazz and Jag and Tucker and Eric both got U-turned.
Right.
And Jag and Jazz still won.
Right. So what I'm saying I'm not saying the result of the vote is what led to the end. I keep saying this friend group, like the mentality of like who was helping who, is really what led to the eventual downfall. Because the whole time I've been saying this. I've been saying the LA people, like, you know, the Jazz, the Kylan / Taylors, the Josephs, even at a point, even though they got eliminated early, Hannah's, who else in that? I would say Chelsea. Like, these are all people who are cordial with each other in some capacity, I would say. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like had these friendships not really been so over exaggerated to the point where like and I don't know if production were fully aware of it, I would assume they were. If all these people weren't here to like help each other, not just challenges, but also like decisions, even if it didn't result in anything, by proxy, they were helping each other, then we would have a little bit more of a competitive ending. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these in-groups, specifically the final 3 teams, were very intertwined, I guess is what I'm saying. And I feel like if they cast it, and that's why I've been saying the beginning, production cast it a little differently, handle things a little differently, then I wonder how this season ultimately looks out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think there would have been no difference because
I think it would have been a little bit more competitive.
If anything, Joseph and Adam benefited. Yeah. Jag and Jazz didn't need their help at all. And Natalie and
correct. Yeah, I agree. I think Jag and Jazz still would have won regardless of like their alliances. Like I agree. I think Joseph and Adam highly benefited from that.
They're the them.
Like I think
and
that
Natalie and Stephanie are the only ones that benefited from working with Jag and Jazz. Taylor and Kylan didn't because they weren't even near them for 90% of the race.
And
no. Go ahead, Sabrina. You froze for a second. Oh no!
I can't hear her.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But
hello.
Ultimately, go ahead, Sabrina. You froze.
Are you there? Sorry. Go ahead, Sabrina. What were you saying?
No, so sorry. I completely froze and like everything just like went haywire. No, I do think that Jag and Jazz probably still would have won, regardless of casting. I also think that if there wasn't, well, see, I don't know, because Tucker and Eric, they did kind of get screwed by the W turn,
kind of.
But he had a really, really hard time. So I'm like,
he
might have still gotten last.
He could have. What slowed down Tucker and Eric had nothing to do with the U-turn.
Yeah.
They were there quickly. They struggled on that memory thing. Could he have maybe potentially but he beat the teams that were behind him anyway. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think they would have got eliminated.
What'd you say?
Really?
I don't think they would have got eliminated.
Isaiah, they beat teams that weren't U-turns to the task.
Yeah.
I know. But still,
So
it's just
they might
extra.
have
It's extra
had,
fat.
like,
That's what I'm saying.
huh?
It's still extra fat at the end of the day, though. Like it
It's still
still
extra
contributes to
fat.
time, though. Fat, like extra fluff.
I don't know, because they did both the tasks and they beat teams to the letters that weren't even U-turn. So
Now imagine if they didn't get U-turn at all. And
right,
still
but
had a
he
little
still
more.
was behind
They
Taylor.
would have placed low, but they wouldn't have been eliminated. Is what I'm saying. I feel like they would have still.
I guess that is a possibility because like
It's
they weren't
possible.
that far behind after Taylor.
Hypothetically,
passed them.
obviously.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to say too because we don't know the exact amount of time in between like Taylor and him finishing.
That's the clutcher right there. Chelsea killed that, and Taylor got it like on her second one, and he was like 12th.
Yeah, he was
also
not
recognize those times that they give us is what they want to give us. I realize that a lot. So, but yeah, I mean, two things could be right at the same time. I like this is all hypothetically speaking.
No, there was a season like I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 seasons ago where they did their editing magic, whatever, and it looked like there were 2 teams racing at the same time, and then one team made it. Obviously, the one's eliminated. And I messaged the team that got there first, and I was like, "Hey, that looked like a really close like ending. Like, how far?"
You're like,
behind?
"Nope."
Yeah, I was like, "How far behind was that other team?" And she was like, "Oh, they were like an hour and a half behind us."
See,
exactly.
And I was like,
that's
crazy."
That one time when they were there with Chelsea and Jack, Joseph, like they did some editing magic because we weren't there with them, like the episode that they got eliminated. So yeah, I agree that there were a lot of relationships. The people that they chose, there were already a lot of pre-existing relationships that it would have been interesting if there hadn't been that many. And like I told Sabrina, you weren't here, Isaiah, those 4 teams, Taylor, Kylan, Joseph, Adam, Jag, Jas, Hannah, Simone, all intended to work together in some capacity going into that race, especially because there were 4 teams from Chelsea's season that they just assumed were going to work together. They didn't know Izzy and Paige all like that. They didn't know Enzo, and they didn't know like Natalie all like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's how Jag and Jas got the stupid pass. Because Taylor wanted to give.
If you're a good game player, though, that shouldn't matter. If you're a good game player, though, it shouldn't matter.
If you're good gameplay, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, because you should give. I personally would have given it to someone who I thought would have struggled, so you can have some sort of inroad for a little later, or someone who can perform moderately well, and that you can use that as like an inroad to like build some kind of like relationship.
Jag and Jas.
Nah, because Kylan, the amount of times I have seen Kylan and Jag on TikTok doing those TikTok lives begging for money from people. Kylan and Jag hang out. I'm telling you, they hang out. Taylor might not, but those 2 hang out. I'm telling you.
No, that's fine. But this is what Kylan said. This is what he said. He said he wanted to give it the pass to Hannah because he had the connection to Hannah. Taylor wanted to give it to Joseph because she had the connection to Joseph.
Remember, Hannah said differently though when we talked to her.
What did she say?
Remember, she said that she was calling Colin out for not giving it to her.
Did you hear what I just said? Yes, he didn't ultimately give it to her, but he said his choice was to give it to Hannah.
Wanted to.
Oh,
I'm saying.
Her choice was to give it to Joseph. Since they both could not agree, they couldn't meet at the mind.
Does that make any sense to you though?
Yeah.
So instead of giving it to one of our closer teams, let's give it to the potential strongest team with the guy who has the record for most comp wins in Big Brother history.
If you have me, Sabrina, and Katie all in a race with you, and you and your wife can't decide between me and Sabrina, the only other relationship that you
I'm gonna give it to one of y'all.
If you just let me finish the sentence. They decided to give it to the only other relationship that both of them had. That's it. That was the choice.
Listen, ready? Watch this. I'm close with the both of you, right?
Yes.
And let's say there's a basketball competition.
No.
Look. Let's say this is a basketball competition. It's me, you 2, and LeBron James, right? You 2 are picking. You 2 have your husbands. I have Alana. and then LeBron has his wife or his son or something, right? I don't know LeBron James at all. I've never met him, but I'm fully aware that LeBron James is one of the best players in NBA history.
Are we really comparing Jag to LeBron James?
Let's continue. I want to give it to Sabrina. A lot of us to give it to you. We can't decide, so we both decide to give it to the guy who is obviously better at all this stuff than us. Instead of just Isaiah. But I'm just saying it is obvious. They all know this. Obvious. Everybody knows Jag is a demon at comps. Everybody knows this, right? So you're going to tell me that instead of just one of the people just saying, "All right, I'm gonna just concede and let one of our friends get it," that you give it to the obvious threat. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. What don't you believe?
I don't believe what he's saying. He's full of it. I'm telling you, he's full of it. That's not common sense. I'm not going to give it to the guy who is obviously the big. I'm telling you, and they're never going to admit this. They probably spoke.
Isaiah, if you were in their shoes, who would you give it to?
Not Jag.
Okay, but who? Who?
Anybody. I would have given it to freaking Kylan. I mean, Joseph. I would have given it to Izzy. I will go down the entire list. Anybody but Jag. I would have gave it to. Literally anybody but this guy.
Did you hear? They came into the game working with 3 other teams.
Why?
Because that was their plan. They planned to work together. However, that's
why I hate
now, and this is what I said. Production should have casted differently, like I said.
Well, they planned to work together however they could with those 3 other teams. But they're not going to give it to anybody from 27 because they're thinking they're doing the same thing since there were 4 of Chelsea and Jack, Tucker and Eric, Rabina and Christine, Angela and her daughter. They're thinking literally this is right when they left Big Brother 27. Those people took a vacation together. 27,
and that's why I said they should have casted differently.
So they're like, I'm not giving it to them for.
Regardless.
Well, they were trying to cast differently, but people were declining.
I know.
But even with that train of thought that you just said, there's plenty of people in this cast that wasn't there. There's Natalie, there's Enzo, who cares?
But I'm just saying that's their still train of thought. They're trying to give it to teams that they want to work.
I'm saying it's a horrible train of thought. You guys gave it to the best competitor, bro. Even you can say right, if you want to play devil's advocate, as you're saying that they never played Amazing Race. Janelle, we were all sitting here episode 1 when we had the question, who do we think is going to win? Every single person here, right? Every single person here said in one, like top 2-3 teams, who we think will win. Everybody said Jag.
I already knew.
Everybody and their mom said Jag,
and I'm pretty sure you did too.
Sabrina didn't even see Jag's season, and she said Jag. Yeah. Jag. That's what I'm saying.
But the first episode, they were at the end. Do you remember this?
We said half of the episode, we said who we think will win, Jag.
But do you remember what I'm saying? Still, the first episode, they finished the first task last. One of the last people.
It don't matter. They finished one of the tasks last, and they still finished first. That's bad. Is that not threatening?
No, Jag and Jazz.
You're never going to convince me. It doesn't matter. They sucked the first task, and they still. That's even better, right? You're saying that they sucked during one of the tasks. No, wait, look. I'm about to back up your claim. You just said that they sucked in one of the tasks and they still came out and won the leg. Is that not threatening?
No, I don't remember if they won the first leg.
They did.
Taylor and Kylan won the first one.
No, they didn't.
Got the express pass.
No, they didn't.
Know winning the leg.
That doesn't count.
No, they just won the first challenge.
They won the first challenge.
But that's when they did the first challenge. Taylor and Kylan won. Jag and Jas were almost at the end.
You're never going to convince me that anyone helping Jag.
I'm just saying that I understand the thought process. I understand.
If I ever saw Jag or Matt Klotz in any of these games, they're going home first. Just like if I went to Survivor and I see Ozzy, I'm taking Ozzy out.
Yeah, bye. Adios.
If I see Joe, I'm taking Joe out. Like, they're just people that you can. It's Survivor stuff, or even in Big Brother language. If I see like freaking Tucker, I would never let Tucker go a certain distance. If I ever saw
But you don't have
Xavier,
that choice in Amazing Race either.
you do
You
in
don't.
some senses, like giving someone an express pass.
Okay,
And then guess what they did?
Was my point.
They definitely did this season, and I didn't see Jag and Jazz
Who
on
did
that
they
thing either.
eliminate?
Not Jag and Jazz. They put Izzy
But how
and
would they have
Paige's name on
eliminated
there.
them?
They could have at least tried with the vote. And they
How?
put Izzy and Paige's name on there.
They did. I said all the people that did not vote for Jag and Jazz and Tucker and Eric made a mistake. To me, that's the only strategic mistake of the season. But we see it wouldn't have mattered.
Even if, but look.
It wouldn't have
You're
mattered.
saying pause. You're saying it wouldn't matter now that we know the outcome, right? Put yourself in that situation. Wait. Put yourself in that situation.
No, but what are you saying?
Not knowing. Listen, Janelle.
What you're saying.
I know.
Saying wouldn't matter.
You're saying you just said that vote doesn't matter because of the outcome, right? Put yourself in that moment, not knowing what the outcome is. Do you agreed? Do you think that was a good decision? Not knowing.
Sabrina, did you hear me say? I think that everybody who did not vote for Jag and Jazz and Tucker and Eric made a mistake. I said that the week that you weren't on here.
You did.
Agreed. So why are you arguing with me?
Voted for Jag and Jazz and Tucker and Eric.
So what are we? So you agree with me? So you agree with me?
Chelsea and Jack. That is Joseph and Adam. Those three teams.
So you agree with me though?
Yes, I said.
So what are we arguing about?
Because you like to argue. Because
I don't like. Listening. I said what I said, and then you had a pushback. There's no argument here. It's okay. I'm right.
The point is, pre-gaming is stupid.
Agreed.
And this is why I want a season of like newbies again. Like
Agreed.
I need a break from this. Like I need a break.
No, I love it.
That's why I don't even want a Big Brother returning season. I'm hyped for Survivor 50, but after that, I need a break from returning seasons suck. I'm sorry, especially returning seasons with everybody from the same franchise. The traders, I can pass with because it's like a bunch of different people from different things, and it's like a Smash Brothers type. But when it's one season with one specific people, it's not old school anymore. Just that's why I hated Big Brother All Stars, because Cody and his band of thugs did what they did, and then Survivor and do the same exact thing. It's just like it's not as interesting. You know what I'm saying? That's all. And that's why, and again, I know we just got off track, but I've been saying it. I'm not even angry at the players for real. I'm annoyed at production, and we need new faces in production for all the big three, not just Survivor, not just Big Brother, not just Amazing Race. I'm just tired of seeing the same thing. I'm tired of Jeff Probst. I've been saying that for a very long time. I need something new. That's all I'm saying.
And for that comment, can we get in a Survivor Amazing Race? I don't know if that will ever happen.
No. Please,
I don't think it would, because like there isn't a lot of like backtrack with Survivor players. Like Survivor players don't go on to do the Amazing Race or Big Brother. Big Brother people will always go on the Amazing Race, and there's some Amazing Race players who go on to like. There was 2 players that went to the Challenge USA, but that was kind of like their own thing. But the only people I've ever seen from Amazing Race to Survivor was Natalie and her twin. That was it.
Yeah.
Wait, there's another one.
The only other one for Big Brother was Jackie. You're thinking about Jackie and Jeff.
Yeah.
On Big Brother 18. But or sorry, 17. I'm tripping. But yeah, it just big Amazing Race characters outside like the challenge. They don't really get another chance. There's some good. I would love to see the Afghanimals or something. I've been saying that.
Also, Jeremy just won the challenge.
Nice.
And Jeremy and his brother did not do that great on the Amazing Race, and he just won the challenge. So like,
I would love to see more Amazing Race people.
I forgot about that. Honestly, he was great though. He was like, Jeremy was definitely built for the challenge versus like the Amazing Race. Like challenge was definitely his bread and butter, and so like he killed it. So that was great. So yeah, I would love to see. I would also love to see more Amazing Race people go to other shows, because it doesn't happen as often as like Big Brother or Survivor.
I don't remember the Amazing Race people like that though.
I like Jackie and Big Brother. She was fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like that's why I would like for, and it's kind of goes into your point, Isaiah, of like trying to get like a refresh on like casting and like bringing in those types of people who could cross shows, who could do other things, who are memorable and like could do something else.
I remember when I used to watch Amazing Race when I was younger, before Survivor and Big Brother, and I watched both times the Anderson twins were on it, and I enjoyed them, and I like they were a core memory. I don't. If you asked me to recite anything that I watched back then, I wouldn't be able to tell you anything. But I did remember the Anderson twins when they were on Survivor. That was a big reason. I was like, oh, because that was like my third season, I think, when they went on Survivor. I was like, oh, I remember them. Let's watch this, and like they translated very well. So like you know, and I mean technically, there's Amazing Race first, so they're going to be the first Amazing Race people on Traders. Technically, you know, like. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Bring me the characters.
I'm here for it too. Okay. Well, that was a lively discussion. But I appreciate you guys being with me every week and joining in my podcast. And it's been a lot of fun. And I love this show. And so it's been cool to like introduce you, Isaiah, to like the show and get to talk to you more about it, Janelle. Like it's been a lot of fun to like just, you know, talk about it and like be more into it. Okay, well, that's I think all we got for this episode. Janelle, where can people find you at?
I'm just Janelle Michaud on everything.
Right. Anything coming up soon for you?
Nope.
Okay. Isaiah, where can people find you?
8 Ball Bangers. I'm like low key on like a little like Twitter break. I ain't gonna hold you because I've really been enjoying like not being on Twitter for like the past couple of weeks. So, you know, I check it occasionally, but you know, when I get on it, I get on it. I'm not podcasting until I think Traders. And I'll ask both of you guys to come on for that for sure if you guys are watching it.
Yeah.
It's not my podcast, but I'll put that good word in the Katie real slim. But yeah, this is very fun now. I love covering stuff with you, Sabrina. I especially love podcasting with Janelle. Janelle is one of my favorite people to podcast with, you know, and it's been good. It's great.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody, we don't have any new dates yet for the next Amazing Race season, but as soon as we do, then we might be hopping on for another season. So I appreciate the two of you guys and appreciate everybody else listening and watching. And we'll hopefully talk to you guys very soon. Bye.
Bye.